What's going on, guys? It's Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Before we get into the actual vlog, this little segment is for my opportunity to announce the 5 winners of the $5,000 giveaway. Before we get into the names, I do want to say I feel super incredibly humbled and grateful for this opportunity to help 5 people that really watch the channel and kind of just at least give them a nice boost in their lives. After receiving over 600 emails, it's just such a crazy weekend of just reading through everyone's emails. I tried my best to respond to most of you guys, but obviously I just couldn't get to every single one of you. But honestly, just so incredibly humbled, and being able to just help 5 people here today that watch the channel means a ton. So thank you guys so much for the incredible support. In the first place, like I've always said, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to play in WSOP events if it weren't for you guys who watch the videos and comment below and support the channel anyways. But to the 5 people who won, huge congratulations and shout out to them. I think they'll use the $1,000 really well. I've contacted many of you guys through email, and some of you guys have already received the money as well. So the 5 people are as followed: Chris Grimes, Edwin Lazo, Nick Matexas, Mike Kilroy, and Wes Larson. Huge shout out to all 5 of you guys. Really happy to be able to just give back a little bit, and I hope the $1,000 goes a long way. So to everybody else who emailed me, I have everything saved, and I definitely will be doing this given future opportunities when they come. So definitely nice to have all those emails there, and happy to touch base whenever the next opportunity comes. So huge congratulations to those 5 people, and let's get into the actual vlog. What's up, guys? It's Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video on this channel. I have nothing really to say right now besides my hair's a mess, and also appreciate all the overwhelming support on these videos. I'm glad that you guys like watching them as much as I like making them, but we're making things up today. We're doing something a little bit different, and that's playing a cash session. I know it's been too long. I just don't play enough cash and upload it for you guys. So yeah, we're at Boston Billiard, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm on the 510 list. Who knows if it's gonna run. It is a weekend afternoon, so we'll see. But besides that, this hair situation is disgusting, and pink is a great color. And yeah, just comment down below for a chip, because I always do that every single video. I choose a random person, give away a free Rampage chip. But anyways, put our masks on, and let's get into it. Wish us luck.
Moving after his button. Okay. Ethan's heading in for the main well, we're getting now, and we got one more team to build.
Here at 2-5, the first hand, we look at pocket queens. Let's go. We are at under the gun +1 with an under the gun straddle. I open to $40, and we get the small blind and big blind to both call. Both are sitting pretty short stacked, about $300 to $400 in there. So going to a flop in position. Flop is 6-7-3 rainbow. Action checks to me. I c-bet $70, and they're both gonna fold. Next hand, pocket 5s in the big blind with a button straddle. This is a nice, friendly straddling game. So I open to $35 here in this spot on the big blind. We get 2 callers in middle position and the button. So we're going to a flop, which comes queen 7-4 rainbow. I'm first to act out of position, and I thought this was a decent flop to c-bet and take it down. So I don't know why I actually thought that, but I did size to $45. The middle position player folds, so one more to get through. Unfortunately, the button, who has been very aggressive, makes the call. So we're going to a turn, which comes the king of diamonds, brings in a backdoor flush draw. Probably can be slowing down here, but I figured this was a pretty decent turn to double barrel as a bluff. So let's go for it. I bet $130. He thinks and ends up making the call. We don't love that. We're going to have to shut down unless we hit a miraculous 5. The river is a 9. Here on a super wet board, I think sometimes Jack 10 could have been sticky on the flop and could be here, I guess, somehow. I debate between bluffing and checking here, but I ended up doing the lower variance route and just check, give up with our pair of 5s. He ends up checking it back and shows king 8 of spades, so Calling with king high on that flop there, I guess we got $45 worth of value, but did not need to give him an extra $130 of our money. Hand following that, we're in an interesting spot when we pick up pocket sevens in the small blind. An early position player opens up the action to $15. The button makes the call, and here I've seen the early position player open before with pocket nines to $15, so definitely could be a strong range. I decided to just make the call since the button also thought about 3-betting, so just gonna be a little bit cautious here on this flop 3 ways. Going to a flop which comes 9-9 deuce rainbow. Here obviously going to be checking to the pre-flop raiser. The early position player does fire a bet of $30. The button now makes the call, and here I just feel like I'm in a pretty awful spot out of position. Obviously, pocket sevens is a pretty good hand here on this flop, but facing the early position raise and c-bet, then the button, who looked like he wanted to 3-bet pre-flop and ends up calling, I don't know. I decided to just fold here, since if I were to call the $30 bet, I'm just hoping to be good here somehow, and also for a clean run-out multi-way. So not really the position that I'm trying to be in, so I just decided to fold. So they go to a turn which comes a 5. Action goes check check, unfortunately, so I really was wishing there was some action here, but the river is a 4. The pre-flop raiser bets a tiny amount of $45. The button ends up tank calling. Pre-flop raiser had 8-9 suited for flop trips, so I just wanted to showcase this one because we actually made a decent fold on the flop there and got away from that one. So we saved ourselves some money. Definitely had to be calling on the flop and on the river there, I assume, but lucky to not be in this one. Hand after that, we pick up another pocket pair, pocket deuces in the big blind. The cutoff opens up the action to $15. Here, I am just going to be making the call. We're going to a flop which comes 6-9 deuce, 2 diamonds. I check to the pre-flop raiser. He throws out a bet of $25, and here, definitely going to be raising with bottom set. Tons of draws out there available, so I raise to $85. He thinks about it and makes the call with only about $230 left in his stack, so not a whole lot left. We're going to a turn to evaluate that. Turn comes the 7 of clubs. It's really not the best card since it's such a connected board now. Any overpairs might lean towards foldings just given how wet this board is, but here I've got to just bet something. I decided to size up to $140 because I've got a set. Let's try to get some value. Unfortunately, he folds, so maybe I could have gotten some value sizing down, but it is what it is. We flop a set. We win some money here. All in all, we played 2-5 for only 2 hours. We were in the game for 1100 and out of the game for 1245. Profit of $145, and we're moving on to the 5-10 game. One of the first hands we pick up at 5-10, we have 10-6 suited in the big blind, and action folds around to the small blind, who opens it up to $30. Here, just going to have to defend my 10-6 suited, because these are always pretty and fun to play. So we're going to a flop, which comes king 9-3, 2 hearts out there. He actually checks to us, which I didn't necessarily expect all the time, but with our heart draw and some backdoor straight draw possibilities, I decided to bet $25. He makes the call for 25, and we're going to a turn. Turn comes the jack of spades, brings in the backdoor spade draw, but improves us to a gutter along with our heart draw. When he checks to us here, definitely going to be betting again with increased equity. I bet $65, and without too much thinking, he makes the call once again for 65. So let's try to improve, please. Let's try to improve. The river comes a 9. Does not improve. He checks, and here I just don't feel like I could fire a third bullet and get him to fold. So I just check it back. He shows ace-4 of spades. Bummer. This was one of those spots where I could have triple barreled and easily gotten it through, but we lose against ace-high. So an hour goes by in this 5-10 game. I play 0 hands, and then we pick up kings. Let's freaking go. I open up the action, and everybody folds.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Following that hand, we look down at pocket fours under the gun. This is by far my favorite hand now, with a lot of sentimental value for obvious reasons. So I open up the action here to $35. A middle position player 3-bets us to $105. I've seen him vary his 3-bet sizings, and I'm not entirely sure what that means yet, but here it folds all the way back to me, and honestly, this really should be a fold here, but I haven't played a hand in so long. I've seen him 3-bet a ton. So I decide to make the call. So we're going to a flop heads up, and the flop, of course, it is 10-4-10 rainbow. Just flopping boats here. I can't lose with this hand. So I check. He decides to c-bet $75, something I'd expect him to do with all of his holdings in his entire 3-betting range here on this flop. I obviously am going nowhere. I just flat call, and we're going to a turn. Turn comes the queen of spades, brings in a backdoor flush draw, and once again, obviously, no need to bet and lead out. I check. He now fires again for $125. Here, this much smaller sizing seems maybe it could be for value, maybe he has some sort of draw here. How can I get more money in this? Because obviously, as much as he is on a draw, I feel like I can definitely pump more money in here. So I debate between just flatting and hoping he bets on the river somehow or gets there on his draws. But out of position, I figured I think I could just raise here now, considering how small this bet really is. So I raised to $350. We get a snap fold, snippety snap fold. Unfortunate we couldn't get more money from our flopped boat, but pocket fours treating us well. Shortly after, we look down at pocket sevens under the gun, and I open up the action at $35. Only the player to my left makes the call. He is a fairly solid player, and we're going to play this out of position. Going to a flop, which comes queen 5-3 rainbow. Here, with second pair essentially, on a relatively good flop for pocket sevens, I decided to fire a bet of $35. Just got a c-bet here with the pair and protect my pair. He calls the 35, and we're going to a turn. Turn comes another 3 full rainbow on the board here, and I feel like I can't really be betting here too often because I'm not entirely sure what I can get value from. So I check. Sometimes I can induce a bluff from him, and he bets $80 here, and it's just an interesting spot where sometimes I'm just gonna have to defend this. I checked on this turn for a reason, to hope for him to induce, so I'm not necessarily going away just yet. He could definitely be bluffing with a lot of ace, king, jack highs holdings. So yeah, I called $80, just have to defend my pair, and we're going to a river. The river is a 7. What are we doing? I'm such a luck box here. It's absolutely insane. So rivering a boat, we're definitely going to have to take the most strangest line ever that makes no sense. Betting flop, checking turn, check calling turn, and now betting on the river. We're going to have to lead out here. I decided to choose a sizing of $175. Knowing this line makes absolutely zero sense in the world unless I specifically have pocket sevens. So he goes well into the tank and ends up putting in the call. We show our hand. Clearly we sucked out since he did call us on the river here, and we're good. He ended up telling us he had queen jack, so we got some value after sucking out big time on this river. Last hand to go over here, under the gun with ace 4 of spades. Also, the queen of clubs was exposed during the dealings, so that's interesting to know. I open up the action to $35, pretty standard. The middle position player, who has been 3-betting me specifically a ton and 3-betting the table a ton as well, he does it again to $105 this time. Same player that I had pocket fours against. It folds to me, and here, knowing how aggressive this player is, also, quick fun fact, this guy also has a WSOP bracelet, so he is a real crusher. But here, I feel like sometimes I'm just going to have to defend against these 3-bets. I've been folding here and there, and I'm under the gun. I have a really good candidate to 4-bet bluff, so we decided to do that. Let's put in the 4-bet bluff to $275. He makes the call rather quickly, so he's making decisions very quickly. I don't think the timing is too much of a tell, but we're going to a flop. Flop is ace, jack, 6 rainbow. I am not familiar with how to play 4-bet pots. I feel like sometimes I can check for deception or something. I don't know. If I'm going to bet here, I feel like I'm only going to get called by worse. I am not entirely sure, but I decided to bet $225, play a little bit more standardly, and he quickly folds. So we take this down in a 4-bet pot. Lucky to hit that ace because honestly, navigating any other flop would have been a little tricky. Thank you.
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 10, 11, 12.
Thank you. Whew, so we got out of that session alive. Real quick session though, 2 hours of 2-5, 2 hours of 5-10. That 5-10 table was not the 5-10 table I wanted to play in. I definitely needed help on some rivers and such to come out of there alive though. But that was a really tough 5-10 table. My eyes messed up. But yeah, but we ended up luck boxing a little bit, 2 sets, 2 boats actually. But it all went swimmingly for the short time I played. So I played 2-5 for 2 hours. I was in for 1100, out for 1245, and then in the 5-10 I played for another 2 hours. I was in for 1200, out for 1710. So decent profit there for sure. Lucky to flop boats with the pocket 4s, and then river a boat with the pocket 7s. So that's always very helpful. Anyways, that's the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I like playing these shorter sessions. Honestly, it's just a quick in and out. You get a lot of hands through in 4 hours, but yeah, things went well today. I'm glad I'm running well, and we'll keep on at it. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Drop a like if you made it this far. It's really appreciated. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. The sun is in my face, but thanks for watching. Peace.